Hello everyone, and welcome to another Geometry Dash video, and welcome to another brief history. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I think now is a good time to do another, mainly because I'm out of ideas. Anyways, in this video, we'll be talking about the most ambidextrous Geometry Dash player who happened to reach 100,000 subs recently, Srguillester. Srguillester's first video was a level preview and was uploaded on February 2015, so he's been playing the game for 3.5 years, assuming this is near the start of his career. I'm assuming he played the game a little before this because this preview is actually pretty good for a 1.9 level. After this, it looked like Srguillester stopped creating and started playing more, beating some easy demons, but out of nowhere he got 58% on Deadly Clubstep, but then he got 72% without recording it. During 1.9, Deadly Clubstep was considered a lot harder than it was, and it helped kick off Riot's career when he beat it. What's funny about this time in Srguillester's career is that most people thought he was a hacker because his trail didn't pulse. Obviously, he would disprove everyone later. Srguillester's next video was a level that he made, Robotic Dreams, and when looking at it, there's some parts that actually look pretty good, but then there are others that aren't, and just look empty. Also, the colors clash a bit, but that's probably because of its black and white theme. Overall, it's a pretty good 1.9 level. This was followed by another effect level, Purity, which consisted of a variety of effects. Of course not 2.1 effects, but simpler ones that were good for its time. In my opinion, I think the level turned out nicely, but the second half looked too much like Robotic Nightmares. Also, I wasn't a huge fan of the color that suddenly comes in after being exposed to only black and white for 30 seconds. After this level, Srguillester started making some actual content on his channel, such as a top 5 songs list, MLG bugs video, an MLG sneak peek, and an MLG challenge completion video. You know, typical early 2015 content. After his MLG phase, Srguillester kept beating demons, and it was also very clear that he was getting better at the game, but it wasn't until June 11, 2015 when he got a 97% fail on the level Stalemate and gave up on the level. It took 3 months when he actually came back and beat Stalemate. On the 23rd of June, Srguillester would beat Deadly Clubstep, again, an impossible achievement at the time. But 4 days later, Srguillester would beat HyperioXX. When he beat this, HyperioXX was still considered one of the most difficult levels out there, so this was a huge victory. So we've seen Srguillester make 2 levels so far, but his first featured level was Regret Cave, which I find to be a step up from his other 2. Most of it was black and white, but the colored parts were what really stood out to me. This was his first featured level out of 4 he has so far. After this, Srguillester would later start practicing Ice Carbon Diablo X on and off, but immediately after 2.0 was released, Srguillester became more motivated to beating levels ranging from hard to Insane Demon. On September 5th, 2015, Srguillester beat Lightwave by Splentic, a short but confusing level known for its memory ball. On September 21st, he beat Acropolis, a slow timing-based level. On September 23rd, he beat Swing Squad, which requires a lot of memory and skill. On September 29th, he beat Windy Landscape, a level that I know is difficult from personal experience. On October 9th, he beat El Dorado, which is basically Acropolis on steroids. And on October 20th, he beat Future Demon Nests, an insane mechanical themed level by Majako. Srguillester also previewed a layout synced to the song 211 by Ruckus, and it was planned to be an extreme demon. This will be important later. So I know at this point, I know I'm skipping over a bunch of Srguillester's minor achievements, but near the end of 2015, he beat Madhouse by Green, Ultrasonic by Xanthic Alpha and many others, and Poltergeist by Andromeda, all of which are insane demons. However, it wasn't until December 14th, 2015 when Srguillester really proved himself, when he beat his first extreme demon, Ice Carbon Diablo X. It took him 15,000 attempts to beat this, which is actually pretty good. This was really his transition from a good player to one of the best, and he would get better further on in his career. But what made this even more impressive is the fact that this level, and all of his other demons during the time, are beaten using the up arrow instead of using the mouse, and he used a 60Hz monitor. Both of these factors set him back from beating even more difficult levels, which we'll see later. Srguillester continued beating insane demons like Necropolis by Neptune on December 21st, and then he verified Lunatic Doom Machine, an old insane demon by Andromeda. When Andromeda confessed to hacking, Lunatic Doom Machine was a level that was unrated and then forgotten. That was until Srguillester re-verified it on January 6, 2016, giving him 2 more creator points. After Lunatic Doom Machine, Srguillester started another verification project with help from Azular, the level Hatred. The level had a striking resemblance to Acropolis, being slow, gray, and timing based, only much more difficult. Srguillester's next major achievement would be Creeper Force, which he beat on January 25th, 2016. This was a borderline extreme demon, being insane by only a small margin. But then out of nowhere, on January 29th, 2016, Srguillester beat the ultimate phase, his second extreme demon. This was originally hacked, but rebeaten by Andromeda, and Cyclic beat it, but confessed to hacking, so Srguillester became the third to legitimately complete this level. The most difficult parts of the level was near the end, but Srguillester unexpectedly fluked everything at the end. The next extreme demon to work towards was Old Cataclysm. He actually practiced Cataclysm on and off, but it wasn't until February 20th when he got 93% on Cataclysm. He accidentally touched the trackpad, causing him to jump at the very end. Because of this, he treated it as him just beating the level, but all it took was a little bit of peer pressure, and only 2 days later, he actually beat Cataclysm. Again, Srguillester was the first to beat Cataclysm using a 60Hz monitor and the up arrow key. He would follow this up by beating Crimson Clutter, an insane 9 circles level which he beat on February 24th. Then on March 3rd he beat Entwined Room by Midnight, a lesser known but notable achievement. Next was Skrillex Ride-In, another insane demon that consists of a lot of straight flying. And can I just say that I love the song? Definitely one of my favorite Skrillex songs. So remember when I said a while ago that Srguillester made that random 2-on-1 layout? Well, Etzer was starting to decorate it, and it was Srguillester that was set to verify it. On April 27th, this preview was released. Next up was another insane demon, Night Terrors, and honestly, I just wanted to bring this up because of this fail.
¿Por qué?
Like if you cry every time. Srguillester's next verification project was another insane demon, Cosmic Calamity. This was a mega collab hosted by Azrael96 but was uploaded to Srguillester's account, giving him his third feature. His next would be Red World by Sari, which was considered to be the hardest level of all time, but now we know that isn't the case. Unfortunately, his recording software lags every time he goes far in the level, which caused him to rage, so he had to beat it off cam. Srguillester's next achievement was another verification, a rebirth of an old impossible level, Silent Funk, which was originally built by Nautilus, but the rebirth was decorated by Airswipe. The level itself consisted of mostly tough timings and type shift sections. Geometry Josh was the first to beat a silent level, the original Silent Funk, but on September 26th, Srguillester beat the rebirth of it. This was Srguillester's hardest level at the time, however, it didn't get rated and I doubt it will. Next up on November 11th was Srguillester's most viewed video for some reason, Duelo Maestro by Nacho21. This level was unique because of its 2-player mode, which required someone to use both the arrow key and spacebar at the same time. The first duel was symmetrical, but the second was asymmetrical, meaning the level normally requires 2 players to beat, but Srguillester was able to beat this all by himself. I highly recommend looking at this level because in my opinion at least, this level is very entertaining to watch. Immediately after this, Srguillester started making a layout to a song called Freedom Dive, which also uses a 2-player mode, but this definitely was a step up from Duelo Maestro. Meanwhile on Hatred, while he didn't show most of his progress on his YouTube channel, he finally did it on December 27th, 2016, after a devastating fail on the last triple spike. When the layout was first built, it was an insane demon and was going to be an insane demon, but fast forward to the verification and we have a beast harder than Bloodbath. Hatred was considered to be 7th on the demons list, but the more it was completed, people started to realize just how difficult it was, putting it above Sukup Hell. Now, Hatred is the 27th hardest demon, which is actually very impressive given that Bloodbath is about to fall out of the list. This, however, was only the beginning in the extreme demon Srguillester would beat next. After deleting 2-1-1 and forcing that level to die, his next extreme demon was Red World Rebirth on January 10th, 2017. Red World Rebirth was, as the name implies, a rebirth of Sari's unrated level that he beat earlier in his career. Next up was Conical Depression by Crazy Man, or Carmel now, which Srguillester beat on February 4th, 2017. This was an extended challenge level by Crazy, which explains the lack of decoration and consisted mostly of annoying timings. So during 2.1, it actually took a while for the in-game demon rating system to be implemented, consisting of easy, medium, hard, insane, and extreme demons. Srguillester's goal was to complete every insane demon in the game, starting with Extreme Superworld, an old and fairly unknown insane demon. While Freedom Dive was to be decorated, Srguillester made some impressive progress on the layout, making it past the first duel. The video of him completing this part of Freedom Dive is still the second most viewed video on Srguillester's channel. Srguillester continued on his goal to beat every insane demon and was making quick work of each one. But when he got his 144Hz monitor, he was able to shift from insane demons to extreme demons. At this point, it was a normal thing to see Srguillester beating an extreme demon in your subscriptions feed, so I'm going to go over these pretty quickly. On May 3rd, 2017, Srguillester beat Bloodbath by Riot and many others, and according to him, it took him only 2 hours to beat. At the time, this was the second hardest demon he's beaten, behind Hatred. The day after, he beat Quest for Perfection by Laser Blitz, a slightly easier remake of Cataclysm. After that, he beat the Flawless by Ryan III, continuing his consistent streak of extreme demon completions. The day after the Flawless, he beat Allegiance by Necroplays, one of the easier extreme demons, but confusing nevertheless. The day after Allegiance was a Bizarre Phantasm by Team N2, another extreme demon that was also on the easier side, but still continuing his extreme demon streak. The day after, he beat Utrise by Bladem, which is actually a pretty unknown extreme demon. He finally stopped his 7-day streak with Breakout by Serve, even though that wasn't his last. Aftermath was next. and it was considered to be the sequel to Bloodbath. Next was Novelist by HyperioXX, which in my opinion is well designed and underrated for an extreme demon. And on May 22nd, 2017, Srguillester beat Black Blizzard by Crazy Man, or Carmel, whatever you want to call him by. Black Blizzard was an extreme demon that had a lot of controversy surrounding the difficulty and the song name, and it took Crazy forever to get this out. Still, Srguillester was able to beat this only a few days after it was verified. Srguillester's next verification was Silent Club by SuperX95, an old silent level. The orb spamming was nearly impossible in this level, so it was replaced by straight flying. Despite this, it was still an extreme demon posted to Srguillester's account, being verified on June 11th. Unfortunately, this didn't get rated, and I highly doubt it ever will. 2 days later, Srguillester beat Artificial Ideology by Team N2, the last of the 3 levels that Team N2 created. 4 days later, he beat Theory of Alchemy, which is currently the easiest extreme demon. The day after, he beat Hypersonic by Viprin, which for some odd reason was considered to be an extreme demon, but is insane now. The day after that, he beat Heartbeat by Carmel, except that this was the 144Hz version. 6 days later, he beat Carnage Mode by Findexy, definitely being one of the extreme demons here to stand out in difficulty. It wasn't until September when he verified another level that's known for its repetition and precise jitter clicking, Game Over by Azuler and Penato. While being super repetitive, this was still a well-designed level, and another big achievement. Like Silent Funk and Silent Club, however, this didn't get rated. 4 days later, Srguillester beat Angelic Blood, another unrated extreme demon by Virus. Entering Srguillester's history in the last month, we have his Let's Play of Hyperchasm by Suradokin, which I can't really comment on because it's all in Spanish. Unfortunately, this didn't go very far as there are only 6 Let's Plays on his channel. On November 12, 2017, Srguillester beat the Hell Factory by Team N2, the first Team N2 level being a Cataclysm remake. On January 15, 2018, he beat Wilcropolis by Blast CFB, another extreme demon that stands out in difficulty, despite the fact that it's unrated. 2 days later, he beat Audio Extraction by Good Smile, a pretty ugly early 2.0 level. 3 days later, he beat HyperioXX by Felix Ram, which as the name suggests is a remake of Ado. The day after he beat HyperioXX, he beat Temple of Destiny by Drakegas, known for its unique and complex effects. 2 days later, he beat Phobos by Carmel. This is again one of the levels that stand out in difficulty, being harder than Bloodbath and most of Srguillester's other demons. 3 days later was Infernal Abyss by YG Yoshi, which in my opinion is pretty underrated given that it's the official sequel to Cataclysm. On February 1st, he beat Deception Dive, a mega collab hosted by Rustam. 3 days later, he beat Quantum Processing by Riot, which is known mostly for the fact that this level took forever to get verified, and apparently it made him punch his bed. Only 3 days later, he beat Yatagarasu, and I'm assuming all my viewers know what Yatagarasu is, but currently Yatagarasu is the 6th hardest demon, making it Srguillester's hardest demon to date. A day afterwards, he beat Plasma Pulse 3 by Smokes, the 3rd out of the 4-part Plasma Pulse series. And on February 15th, he beat Thanatos by Xenity, a Red Hell style level that was hacked, but it was the hardest at one point. Next up was another verification, the Big Black, which was another old impossible level. Despite the nerfs, most of the difficulty was kept, including the orb spamming. Also, I just want to say that I do listen to this music unironically. Don't judge me. The level was verified by Srguillester and posted onto his account, but to no surprise, it remains unrated. Afterwards, he beat Erebus by Boldstep, which is known for its inconsistency. For a long time, it used to be considered harder than Yatagarasu because of how frustrating it is, but we now know that Yatagarasu is in fact harder than Erebus. Still, it was Srguillester's 2nd hardest level. He also verified Delta Interface, which wasn't posted onto his account, but it was still rated. Delta Interface is at number 22 on the demons list, still being harder than Hatred. While I'm not completely sure when Srguillester reached 100,000 subs, I know it was somewhere in early September of this year. I couldn't find a 100,000 subscriber special or anything like that on his channel, but it's still a very impressive achievement. Approaching Srguillester's most recent activities, we have beaten by him on August 31st, 2018. After a little struggle on Idols, he beat it 9 days later, and just a bit of a side note, this is my favorite extreme demon. It really has everything that you would want to see in an extreme demon, a nostalgic song, and it has some 1.9 elements, excellent design, and a humble difficulty. 3 days later, he beat Estelar Nos, a fast-paced effect level by Molpan. The day after, he beat Artificial Dream by Virus, again, not too challenging, but still another well-designed extreme demon. 3 days later, he beat Glowly by Rob Buck, which, as the name suggests, is a very over-decorated glow-themed level. It's currently at number 21 on the demons list. Another 3 days later, he beat the infamous Blade of Justice, which, despite all of its harsh nerfs, is considered to be harder than Bloodbath. 3 days later, he beat Zakupin Hell, an old hacked 1.9 level by Nubus, but later verified by Trusta. It's currently at number 32 on the list. While he didn't get the footage, he still recorded himself dying at 93%. On October 1st, he beat Spectral Temptation by Disc Joker, one of the easiest extreme demons out there, and his most recent extreme demon is Incipient by Jenkins GD. So that is nearly every extreme demon that Srguillester has beaten. So how do you describe a player like Srguillester? Well, he's clearly skilled and started out from humble beginnings using only a laptop with a 60Hz monitor and an up arrow key to still being one of the most consistent pro players out there. Unlike Sonic or Normal Boy, where their achievements are higher up on the demons list, Srguillester focuses more on quantity, getting out as many extreme demon replays as possible. He also helped out the community a lot by verifying numerous extreme demon projects, and he clearly isn't motivated by creator points or any type of attention really. He does what is enjoyable to him, and cranking extreme demons is what he enjoys. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was definitely the most difficult brief history to make because Srguillester's history is sort of all over the place, but I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless. One more announcement before I go, my music is now available in Geometry Dash. All of my songs, along with future ones, are now allowed for use in the game. I have to thank HJFOD for helping me with this and eventually scouting me, and this would be possible without HJFOD, so make sure to check his music out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and as always guys, this is GD Flaaroni signing out.